Greetings from the International Leadership Summit. Bishop T.D. Jakes, Potter's House, thank you for the love for Mr. Howard, my Chicago family. Just the testimony is I came to Dallas really on faith, man. I had got a message a couple weeks ago from a Hall of Fame NFL player in business, asking me to invite me to join his business, which I'm so grateful and honored. And I learned that he was in Dallas. I was like, yeah, Dallas came in my mind. And I was in Austin, South by Southwest. I had another amazing friend in the family office world, in an impact world, doing great work. Encouraged me to come, and I'm so glad I did. And I'm so glad to connect with the patronage and the influence positively stored by the Thompson Frank family, as well as my brother Big K, the King. Still can't pronounce your last name, but I love you, and I'm grateful. And again, not even knowing that Bishop Jakes was having this summit, but having him in my spirit that I wanted to visit the Potter's House Church. I wanted to go get a green juice. Well, you should probably keep them dark leafy greens, which increasing your brain. I wanted to get a green juice, and the brother just was there with his daughter. I told him, I advised him on what protein to get, and he told me why he was there, and he gave me a ticket to this International Leadership Summit, which I didn't know was happening, but I'm glad I did. Now, fast forward to the now, Bishop Jakes is in there speaking with Deputy Secretary of Treasury, who also said he's the head of the IRS. I think the brother's name is Wally Adeyemo. And I sat down to listen to these guys, with a very open mind and with the highest confidence and respect. And I love a lot of the points, especially Bishop Jakes is making, but I definitely find it very deceitful, the notion that we should somehow be applauding single-digit billion commitments, which who knows what that even means for a group representing potentially 30% of a $20 trillion economy, right? So if we were to discuss what equity, as Bishop Jakes discussed, looks like in a $20+ trillion economy, then the Department of Treasury and the IRS and the Biden administration, or whoever comes next, should be really implementing multi-trillion and decatrillion-dollar solutions that create hundreds of trillions of dollars in the global economy, if not quadrillions. And according to the CIA, if we have a $20+ trillion US GDP, right, 80+ trillion global GDP, right, and us as Black people especially are such ingrained at the bottom of economic participation, and if we were to have more, America would have more, the world would have more. And if our businesses were to be capitalized and not receiving 0% of the institutional investment effectively, then the overall piece of pie will go for everybody. So I think my message here is just, we need to stop the cap in terms of celebrating even, if I think the brother might have mentioned maybe like 15 billion of programs for like everybody for the whole America. And we live in a $20 trillion economy, and these Federal Reserve and the amount of money in circulations is in the trillions. So we need to demand more and educate ourselves and our people, especially our more seasoned brothers and sisters in the Black church. And I've heard that the Black church has handled over about $1 trillion in the last 40 years and around my lifetime. Now, when we look at our communities, they're often in shambles, and we're not seeing, that $1 trillion being spotted into us having a decatrillion-dollar economy. And I know this might sound, big or lofty or crazy, but if you really look at the data in terms of what we should have, we are operating at a fraction of a percent of what we should have at parity. And I think it's really important that I come here and I address this as somebody that has worked intricately in state, local, federal government, the private, nonprofit, and philanthropic sector on creating access to capital. Thank you so much for listening. We're going to stop the cap, impact the world. C4 Church, we love you.